Constellation Pisces is our next stop on the Masoretic wheel. The zodiacal constellation of Pisces is pictured as two fish, one facing vertical, one facing horizontal. In the ancient Indera, the name of this Pisces is Pikar Orion and Pisces Hor. It means fish of him who comes. Wow, fish of him who comes. That's pretty amazing. We're going to find out that Pisces carries the message of the possession of the multitudes by the river of life's freedom and healing, resulting in the deliverance of the once bound captive bride. We're going to find out that coincidence is going to become evidence that this definitely fits very well within the church age. When we look at the interpretation of the names of these stars in the main constellation Pisces, as well as the deacon constellations, which happens to be the band, so the connective band that holds both fish together, that's actually a constellation of itself. You have Cephas and Andromeda. Those are the other two deacon constellations. So Pisces, the fish of him who comes. We're going to find that there's this multiplication of his seed, but it's synonymous with seed and fish. There's this multiplication of the fish. Now remember, these are, most of humanity has lived without refrigeration, local supermarket stores, all this stuff with electricity and refrigerators and getting food. All this is a recent advancement in human history. Fish were the food of the waters. They multiplied, they provided food, they provided life, and they multiply after their own kind. And so there's a lot of river and fish symbolism throughout scriptures. Stars worthy of note in Pisces: Auresha, the binding cord; Sima, the fish; Linium, the towel; Turularis septentrionalis means the northern winepress. Now, before I go further with these stars, when I saw these stars' names, I was like, the towel? What does the towel have to do with anything, and how's that fit into the message? And I was kind of worried that maybe this isn't fitting into the narrative the way all the others were fitting together, and I might have found the broken link here, like, the towel doesn't make sense. How does that fit in the new covenant and multiplication of fish? And just something's not lining up here. But when I saw northern winepress, instantly the interpretation of the northern winepress next to the towel, I couldn't help but think of the night of the Last Supper there in John chapter 13 verse 5, where he took the towel and washed his disciples' feet, and then only just to a few short hours later be taken to the north of the city, the northern part, where they were at in the upper room. That's in the southern part of Jerusalem. Well, Garden of Gethsemane, where his blood began to shed, he was pressed with the pressure and he was sweating great drops of blood. He was in the wine press, the threshing moment of pressure, of being where his blood would be spilt out. All that began on the northern part of the city. That's on the northern part. In the upper room, if you look on the map there in Old Jerusalem, is the southern part. So technically, northern wine press, right after the towel. I was like, oh man, yeah, this is definitely something worthy of note here. Octa means the united. Al-Samaka means the upheld. Now on the band, the Egyptian name for the band is called Vior, which means he cometh. I thought that was pretty neat. In Arabic it means the band, the connection, the band. So he who comes will unite the two separate fish. Well, if the fish is his possession, which we're going to find out in a lot of these scriptures, and then if the fish are his possession, he has two separate kinds. I can't help but think of the Jew and Gentile, how he comes to unite the Jew and Gentile together in union. We see this in Ephesians chapter 2, verses 15 through 18, where he unites the Jew and Gentile that are spread abroad. He brings them in and he unites them and upholds them. Cephas. In the ancient Edera, this is a picture of a kingly person. He's a ruler. That's the picture of a ruler. And in the ancient Edera, it's interpreted as the one coming to rule. So we definitely know that this is pointing to Messiah. There's something about Messiah. Well, what does that have to do with fish? It's kind of, not sure about it. Let's take some of these stars worthy of note. Alpha means the flock and the Redeemer. It's like, okay, the one coming to rule. Okay, so he's the one that's coming to rule. He's going to unite the separate fish. Okay, I get it. He treats them as his flock. He's the Redeemer. Okay, all right, that makes a lot of sense. All right, means the shepherd who breaks. I'm like, whoa, the shepherd who breaks. Well, he's definitely the shepherd. The Lord is my shepherd. And then Deraman, coming quickly. We definitely know this is a picture of Messiah to come. Jesus himself says, behold, I come quickly, there in Revelation. So he's a shepherd, he's coming quickly. He's the Redeemer, and he oversees the flock. And he's one coming to rule. Okay, so he's coming to rule, but he also breaks. What does he break? Well, we come to find out in the next constellation, Andromeda, he's coming to break the bondage off of a female entity, and this is the first of a series of 3 in a row, female entities in these constellations. Andromeda in Hebrew means Sarah, which is chained. Alpharetz is another star worthy of note in Andromeda. It means the broken down. So in Arabic, when you take that star name in through the Arabic, it means the broken down. So the chain, the broken down. Adhil means the afflicted. Mazir means the weak. Marak means waistcloth, girdle. Oh yeah, waistcloth, towel, girdle. He came and served with his cloth, with his, okay. And Almak, sorry. In the Arabic, that means struck down. So we've got struck down, afflicted, weak. And it's pictured by a female, this princess that was chained and bound, and the story goes that she was a princess of the royal family, Cephas and Cassiopeia, and she's bound up, and that's some of the ancient stories that they kind of made very colorful, and then to be set free, and the sea monster was going to come and all this stuff. What does this have to do with the gospel story? Well, I definitely know that Jesus came to set the captives free, Isaiah 61, and who was the captives? We were the bride of Christ that was once bound. So he sets free and breaks free the chains that bound his bride to be. So he set free and breaks the chains and binds her wounds. She was once bound, and he sets her free, and he rescues her from the struck down position, the afflicted position, weak. And he purchased her, claiming as his own. Psalm 147 verse 3. He binds up the brokenhearted and heals their wounds. So the shepherd comes to break the chains off of the bride to be. And this is how he gains possession and seed and offspring to our born again experience. He sets us free from the work of the cross, which is behind. This is definitely church age language. This is new covenant language. Wow. So the upward fish points to the polar star, and then the other is a horizontal position. One concept of this is the embodiment of on earth as it is in heaven, and so you have a heavenly and earthly union. Matthew chapter 6 verse 10. You see, we're fishers of men, and so we're going after the bride to be, those that are to be born again. We're fishers of men. We go collect fish. Jesus said this in Mark 1:17, I'll make you fishers of men. We see this echoed from the Old Covenant, Ezekiel 47 verse 9, that they will fish after their same kind. Wow. Hosea 11:4 says that he draws us with bands of love. How does he unite the Jew and Gentile? Through his loving sacrifice. He gave of himself. He loved us enough to lay down his own life. He draws us with bands and cords of love. Wow, here's a whole host of scriptures from Genesis and Psalm, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Hebrews. All these scriptures pertain to this particular message. You can dig out the treasures at your convenience. So definitely, this is a wonderful, wonderful, true expression of the possession of the multitudes by the river of life's freedom and healing, resulting in the deliverance of the once bound captive bride.